Hello guys, welcome back. Very good morning to you. Let's discuss this problem from polynomials, and it's a constant maximization problem. It's a past year problem from ISI MSQMS, the previous year, and let's check out the problem. I'm really excited because it really has a wonderful idea of curve tracing, hidden behind. Uh, let's get started and let's observe what's the problem. So the problem is this, that if you consider a polynomial of degree 4, which is given by in a general polynomial, it's a monic polynomial, x to the power 4 plus ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a, b, c, d are some real numbers. It's given that x is equal to 0 is the only real solution of g dash x is equal to 0. That means it's one of the critical points. So there is no other real critical point other than x is equal to 0. So also it's given that the value of g minus 2 is less than g of 2. So what is the, find the maximum of gx in this interval minus 2 comma 2. It's a pretty interesting problem. Uh, so in problem solving, you first try to understand and put together the puzzles of the information that is given. So let's discover and peel the the secret hiding behind or beneath the each of the information given here. So if you observe that, let's try out this, that what are this what is meant by g dash 0 is equal to 0 as a solution, and g dash x is equal to 0 ka solution is x is equal to 0. So if you observe that, let's try to compute g dash of x. If you compute g dash of x, you will get 4x cubed plus 3x square plus 2bx plus c. If you put g dash of 0 is equal to 0, that means x is equal to 0 is a solution. You will get that, put all of them zeros, so you will get that c is equal to 0 is coming out of your solution. Pretty interesting. So therefore we get the next part. Let's see if we have written over here. So if we can replace this x equal to 0 over here, we get that c is equal to 0 over here. We get this updated g dash of x, which is equal to this. X is one of the roots, which means x is equal to 0 solution. And we have another quadratic, since it's 3-degree equation like polynomial, we have another quadratic multiplied with it. So since x is equal to 0 is the only solution, right? This equation must not have any real solution, non-real. That means the graph of this equation will lie above the x-axis or below the x-axis. Like it's a quadratic, right? It's a parabola. So it will be lying above the x-axis or below the x-axis. But observe, since it's positive, because if it's lie both above and below, by infinite value theorem, by continuity of this polynomial, this must have a root, which is not possible. So it will either lie above 0 or below 0. So since it's non-real roots, it is either above 0 or below 0. Why it's greater than 0? Because if you observe that if you take limit n tends to infinity, it will be infinity, right? But if it's less than 0, it will be minus infinity, because it actually depends upon the sign of the coefficient on x square. So if it's positive, then it's positive. If it's negative, then it's negative. Okay. So in this case, limit n tends to infinity, or x tends to infinity, I mean, 4x square plus that thing will go to, like, whatever, a polynomial will go to the sign, like infinity times sign of this a. Since it's positive here, it must go to infinity, like, therefore it's positive. So if and only if, right? So the idea is that ax square plus bx plus c is entirely greater than 0, implies that, or the, yes, it's greater than 0 implies that a must be greater than 0. Okay, so that's kind of really interesting. Great. So we got that this 4x squared plus 3x plus 2b is actually greater than 0. And the only real solution is x is equal to 0 is the real solution. So we have got a pretty quite detailed understanding of what is this g dash of x. So therefore, let's move ahead to the next part, that what we can infer about the maximum minima. So you can understand that when you know g dash, you have a quite a big understanding of the behavior, like the positive and negativity, because that will help you to understand and curve the graph. So observe that due to this reason, since this is positive, you can get that you will get that g dash of x is greater than 0. So it's g dash of x is equal to nothing but equal to x times some positive quantity, that polynomial. So g dash of x ka sign is same as the sign of x. That means if x is greater than 0, then g dash of x is greater than 0. If x is equal to 0, then g dash of x is equal to 0, and x is less than 0, g dash of x is less than 0. So we get that here it's increasing, here it's decreasing, and here it's staying a critical point. So let's try to curve that graph. To try to curve that, try to curve this at 0, it's 0. So less than 0 is decreasing, so it's decreasing from here. It's increasing at this after this point. Great. So here it's decreasing, here it's increasing, because g dash of x is less than 0, and here g dash of x is greater than 0, and here it's 0, comma 0. At 0, it may not take it's actually taking the value 0, because g dash of 0 is 0. So that's pretty interesting. This is like, actually it may not take the value 0, okay, gx, but it may also take, like, the graph can also be like this. Okay, it may not take the value 0. The core idea is that the function is decreasing, taking an absolute minima here, and then increasing. That's great. So the question is there for us, that what is the maximum value between -2 and 2. So given this graph, you can observe that between -2 and 2, the maximum value will be either taken here or here at 2 or -2. And from the given information about the graph, about the problem, you can see that g of 2 is greater than g of -2. So using that, we can get that g of 2 is, like, at point 2, it is the maximum in between -2 and 2. It's a constant maximization problem. So g of 2 is the maximum value. If you want to find it in terms of ABC, you can just put it down, because we have no other information. So we have x to the power 4, so it's 16, plus g of x was 6x to the power 4 plus ax cubed plus bx square plus d, right? So you put g is equal to, because c is equal to 0, if you remember, it's equal to 16 plus 8a plus 4b plus d. Yeah, that's it. This is the value. This is the maximum value. This is kind of an interesting problem, because how the curve tracing, the behavior of the g dash is really important to understand the gx curve and how it's taking the maximum, without computing the second derivative. That's very important. So therefore, curve tracing holds a really important place in understanding how a function works, how a function behaves. So I hope you have liked this piece of information and idea on this problem solving small video. And yep, so I hope you will enjoy more such problem solving with the curve tracing ideas. I've also uploaded some a few days back about the curve tracing problem. So if you like the videos, do like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned and stay blessed. If you're also looking for some courses that can help you in preparation or making your basics strong or increase your problem solving abilities, you can check out the courses in the description below. All the best, guys. I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned and stay blessed.